Hello, good people. Welcome back to Global Happenings today. What seems as a forgotten issue has resurfaced again, talking about the taking out of Gulak, an APC chieftain in Owerri by UGM, is now under investigation, according to the demands by Northern Coalition. They have sent very strong demand to the IGP to do exactly this, as they also talk about the issue of relationship between those who took out Gulak and those who arrested Uche Nwosu. You get to hear full details, what their demands are to the Inspector General of Police. We are going to be looking at all of that in a jiffy. But before we do that, if you've not subscribed, please do well. Hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. So, good people, welcome back to Global Happenings today. We are so excited to have you again. Now, some time ago, precisely late last year, a lot of things had happened in the southeast which triggered a lot of question. Now, the last in the list of the things that happened in the southeast was when on the 26th of December 2021, when Uche Nwosu was risked out of the church, and that caused a lot of reaction, and that also bring back a lot of things that have been long forgotten. For example, those who were responsible for the death of Gulak, a well-known APC chieftain, and that situation also brought about pointing of fingers by Okorocha towards the direction of Uzodinma about those who were behind the death of Gulak and the reason why his son-in-law was abducted. And guess what? Right now, there is a situation in our hands, and it has to do with demands from northern coalitions about the same issue that was talked about Gulak and also Uche Nwosu, and they are throwing it at the IGP. We are going to be looking at full details of their demands from IGP and also some of the reactions of Nigerians in that regard. But before we do all of that, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please do well to hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. Now, according to the news, the coalition of Arewa Civil Society Organization, CACSO, on Sunday call on the Inspector General of Police, IGP, Alkali Usman Baba, to reveal the identity of those behind the gruesome death of Ahmed Gulak some months ago. The coalition also demanded the true identity of the police officers who masked themselves to abduct Chief Uche Nwosu in a juxtaposed style from an Anglican church service in Imo State in December 2021. It has been reported that Gulak, a former political advisor to President Goodluck Jonathan and a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress APC, was assassinated in Owerri, Imo State capital, on the 30th of May 2021 by UGM. In a press statement made available to newsmen Sunday morning and signed by Dr. Haruna Jagindi and Ambassador Danjuma Shetima on behalf of the coalition, the group said it was important to let the world know of the actions and inactions of some elements within the police that are constituting themselves as a threat to the citizens of this country. They said that the murder of Gulak was painful to all Nigerians, especially Northerners, whose illustrious son he was, adding that the nation needed him now to overcome its myriads of challenges. According to him, he said that the true identity of those who assassinated Honorable Ahmed Gulak should be revealed, including their sponsors and their motive, because reports confirm that Gulak was not the only occupant of the vehicle when he was assassinated, the group said. On the arrest of the son-in-law of Chief Rochas Okorocha, the statement reads that the situation in Imo State was further compounded by the juxtaposed style of some police officers who invaded an Anglican church during a service in an acclaimed bid to arrest Chief Uche Nwosu, former governorship aspirant in the state. These elements did not just invade the church, but they did while fully masked up, just like the popular UGM that we have in the state. This element has nothing to identify or differentiate them from criminal elements, as they were neither in uniform nor having any form of means of identification on themselves to prove they were security agents as required by operating standards all over the world. Eyewitnesses had no other option than to conclude that Uche Nwosu had been kidnapped because they could not point to anything tangible or evidential to identify his abductors as security agents. This scenario filtered into mainstream and social media for several hours before a counter statement by Imo State Police Command revealed that what happened in Anglican Church was not a kidnap but an arrest. The long period that it took the spokesperson of the command to talk to Nigerians, especially family, friends, and associates of Chief Nwosu, on what actually transpired is a pointer to the fact that there is a breach of professional conduct in his arrest, and also the fact that there is a wide communication gap among police hierarchy in Imo State. Hence, the need for discipline and stringent punitive measures to serve as a deterrent and also rekindle the faith and trust of the citizens in the effort of the police and our security agencies in tackling the menace of insecurity in Imo State and Nigeria as a whole. While demanding that the motive behind his arrest be made public to Nigerians, the group also insisted that the armed men who invaded the church be unmasked and adequate sanctions be meted out to them having image or engaged themselves or allowed themselves to be used illegally and to break professional ethics as stipulated in the Nigerian Police Act of 2020. Wow. Now, the big question that is coming up right now is why all of a sudden is this issue brought to bear? Why are people talking about it now that it seems to have been forgotten? This is almost like a month plus when you're talking about the case of, Uche Nwosu, and then the case of late Gulak, it's almost like 8 months. So what is making it to surface now? Is it that the Northerners are just waking up, or someone is whipping up the memories? That is something to think about. You understand? Don't forget that when this issue of Uche Nwosu came up, Okorocha took out time to, awaken a lot of things that most people. Yeah, for example, the issue of Gulak's death, and he said Nigerians should ask the governor of Imo State who is behind the death of Gulak. And people were like, why should they ask him, And, that had also been forgotten about. He said a lot of things, I'm telling you. So a lot of things so serious. But right now, with the demand coming from the northern group, northern coalition, it's a pointer to the fact that they have not forgotten it. And they are now trying to link the relationship between those masked police officers who kind of abducted or arrest Uche Nwosu on the 26th of December, and those who also did that stuff, against the late Gulak. So you now realize that they're trying to point Nigeria to a particular direction, but hey, no one can affirm that this person is responsible or this person is responsible. But right now, they want the IGP to start immediate investigation so that Nigerians can start trusting the police force. At least we want to see the faces of those who were behind the arrest of Uche Nwosu. And after that, we can now try to possibly carry out some detailed investigation into the death of Gulak. It's going to be very interesting already. I'm seeing it to be, very interesting. But then I'm just wondering who is the one awakening this whole thing? Who is the one, choking? Let me use that word, choking. This northern coalition that has made them all of a sudden to remember, our brother Gulak, almost a year ago, he died. Who is behind it? And they're pushing hard for it. Let's wait to see what the reaction of the Inspector General of Police will be in respect to this request thrown at him by the people of the Northern Coalition. Let's leave it there. Go to our comment section. Who do you think may possibly surface when full investigation is carried out, especially as it has to do with Gulak's death and also the arrest of Uchenwo. So let's interact in our comment section. Thank you very much and stay